Greetings and welcome to the fifth video about the DosBox program, learning the Amadeus program. So today we're going to go right away with lesson 16 to lesson 20, since we left off in 15 in the last video. So let's get right away with it and start with 16, which is retrieving and displaying PNRs. Alright, so we can display PNRs in multiple ways. We can do it by surname, by flight, and by record locator. All of them start with RT, but there's a difference with the surname. So with the surname, we always start with RT/certain, then we put the surname. But if it is date or record locator, we don't put the slash. We just put the record locator just after we have put the RT. Right, and now the entry RT, for example, let's say 1, is to display a PNR from the list. To display all, we use RT0. So everything will be displayed if we put this command. So the next entry, as we said before, is to display a history element, which is RH. Right. And now that we talk about PNRs, there are many examples of codes which appear in PNR history. So there is the AN, which is added name element, AP added contact element, AT added ticketing element, CN changed name element, CP changed contact element, CT changed ticketing element, DL deleted element, OS original error element, SA added SSR, and lastly XN, which is cancelled name element. Yeah, and those would be the examples for the PNR. Also, we have these entries that may be used to display different parts of the PNR, which is RTN, display name, RTG, which is display phone number, RTR, display remarks, RTP, display passenger data, display RT is display entire PNR, RTI is display itinerary, RTK is to display ticketing element, and RTG is to display SSR element, and OSI is elements as well. They display like SSR and OSI elements. And that would be everything about this lesson number 16. Now the next lessons don't have much information, because most of the information comes from number 16, which is really important because it talks about retrieving and displaying PNRs. For example, like in lesson 17, we learn one command, which is cancel existing PNR elements, which is XE. And after XE, we put the number of the line we want to cancel. So, for example, we put 3, would be XE3. And if we want, for example, 3 and 5, we put XE3, 5. And then we put a bar if we want to put 3, 4, and 5. Like, for example, XE3 bar 5. So it's 3 to 5. 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, pretty basic. Now we go to lesson number 18, which tells us about modifying our PNR elements. To modify name element, we put the element, the number of the name, and then we put the whole name. Like, for example, if Mr. Eduardo Hernandez, we put the same thing, like Eduardo/Hernandez, Mr. It's like last time when we learned about NM1. If you in the last lesson, to modify ticketing element, it would be the same, but just putting the ticketing element after the element and slash. Modify phone number, same thing. Change ticketing arrangement code would be S/OK. Change time limit would be S/ and then the date of the time you want to change. And then to change ticketing arrangement, code, and date, it would be the same, but just adding the ticketing code, the destination, and then the place where the airport you're departing from. Then to update name, we have new, which you can update the entire name element, or you can update and only the name. Like, depending on the code, you can only put the name or you can put the whole name. And then modify flight segment, which is SB. Right, and that would be everything about lesson number 18. We go right away with number 19, which tells us about one code that can have 5 variations, which are HK, which is confirmed reservation, HL, which is waitlisted reservation, KL, confirmed, was waitlisted, KK, which is confirmed, was requested, and HN, which is our segment requested but not confirmed. And you may be asking, how do we use these? So first we put the number of the element, and then we put the slash, and then we put the code we want to use. So HK, HL, whichever we want. And that will be everything we learned about lesson 19, which was changing segment status. And then lastly we have lesson number 20, which is about splitting a PNR. So we learned two essential commands in this lesson, which is SP and then the numbers passengers, which is to split a PNR. And then we have EF, which is end and file the designated PNR. And to use the SP before, we can also use it to split various passengers. Like for example, SP1/3. We're going to split passengers 1 and 3. Yeah, so that will be everything for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope I was brief and explained myself correctly. So I'll see you in the next video, and good night.